Good evening, my name is Joseph Michael, and I've been thinking about Halo. So, with the recent releases of the new generation of gaming consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, a lot of people were really bummed by the fact that Halo Infinite or Halo 6 was not going to be a launch release time. Well, it originally was, but unfortunately it got delayed. So, a lot of people were bummed about that. And it just got me thinking about just the game series as a whole. I'm one of those people who was fortunate that I grew up with Halo. It was one of my first person shooters that I ever played, and a really awesome story that I'm really grateful for that I have is from Halo. One of my gaming memories, one of my fond gaming memories, is from Halo, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So people could understand why so many people are bummed about this game not releasing. It's not just a video game for us. When I say us, I mean fans. For fans to play. For a lot of people, I'm not really going to include myself in this group because I don't own the next generation consoles yet. I probably won't until they become a little bit more cheaper. But for a lot of people, video games, it could be an emotional escape for them. And you might be wondering why. Well, it's because of the connections, the memories that we could develop from playing them and who we play them with. I remember when I was younger, I actually played Halo with two specific people. A former classmate of mine, unfortunately, we're no longer friends. I did catch them once, and we exchanged information, and we keep in touch from time to time. But not enough, unfortunately. I should reach out to them. But also with my cousin as well. Those two people were the ones that I played Halo the most with. And I'll never forget how when I was playing with my cousin, there was this one specific level from the first Halo, the library. We thought that we had to blaze our way through it. Blaze as in just fight our way through it. There was too many. We couldn't fight. Let's just go all the way through. But my friend, his name was Miguel, he was like, no. No wonder you guys can't pass it. You're making it much more difficult for yourselves. What you're actually supposed to do is fight them. Now, I'm going to save that for a different story for another time because then I think this video might be too longer. But the reason why you say we had to fight them is because Halo did such a fantastic job of creating atmosphere that my cousin and I, when we first played the library, the reason why we were trying to go through it so quickly was because we were a little bit terrified. It was the first official level after an enemy known as the Flood is introduced in Halo. And they were at the time. If you go right now and look up the enemy and how they look like, you might think it's comical that people found that frightening, but it really was. And that's the specific story that I wanted to share. The first encounter that I had as a gamer with the Flood and the fond memory that it created. So, as I stated already, Miguel and my cousin, they were the ones that I would play Halo with cooperatively. And when my cousin and I got to the level, I believe it's called 343 Guilty Spark. 343 Guilty Spark, I might be wrong about that, excuse me. It's been a while since I played it. But for those who have played it, you guys understand that the way the level starts, it's very mysterious, very alien-esque as in very sci-fi. Something killed a group of people, a group of Marines, but what? We don't really know, right? We think it's the typical bad guys, the Covenant, but it was another third party. Who are they? We don't know. And as you go out through the level, there's evidence that there is a third party. Before this, everything has been very Covenant related, very alien-like, plasma weapons, bright purple, bright blue. When you think of alien technology and alien weapons, that's basically how the Covenant was portrayed as. But this third-party enemy, it was, for lack of a better term, spooky. And a lot of the reason why it was spooky is because the commentary that was being stated as you explored the level, these enemies looked like they were killed by other plasma weapons. Well, why would they be firing at one another? They're allies, they're teammates, right? You instead of seeing the bright blood of the Covenant, there's now this weird green, very watery-like substance dripping from different areas, and it's just like, we've never seen this before in this game. What is this? And then finally, we actually get to the section where you do fight so this enemy, I know I haven't been stating it. I'm just trying to be mysterious too, like the game. Not mysterious, but trying to be exciting, I suppose. But for those who have played it, you guys already know it's the Flood. When we're first introduced to the Flood, I'm never going to forget that experience of my cousin and I. the music starts. It's not even music. It's like this. It kind of sounds like a mechanical, like no 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 no. Not even like that. It's like a mechanical noise. I can't even do it. It kind of sounds like two gears jarring against one another. But that sounds horrible. And it sounds pretty, but you have to listen to it if you know what I mean. If you know what I'm discussing, then you know what I mean. But that soundtrack is playing, and then all of a sudden the front door just gets busted open, and all these little creatures come running out that look like KFC's popcorn chicken, that popcorn balls. And at first it was too scary. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We're running around trying to kill them. I'm not gonna lie, I was actually very cowardly. I freaked out and I went to one of the rooms that were on the side and I hid up right there where my cousin was trying to fight. I was, oh, it's not that bad, it's not that bad. But I was just thinking in my head, no way do those little things, those popcorn chicken, kill those Marines and cause all the destruction that we've been witnessing across this level. Something else is out there. It's not just these little ones. So that's why I was hiding. But my cousin was just like, no, it's fine. They're not that scary. They're not that bad. And then all of a sudden, the combat forms come out, right? And in case you have never played the game before, the combat forms are essentially bipedal beings that look like either humanoid or look like the aliens, the Covenant. And they have tendrils coming out of them. Their arms, you could use them to swipe at you and hit you with tremendous force, sending you flying or killing you if you're playing on a higher difficulty. But they just bust into the room, come running in. Again, for those who play the game, you know what I mean when I say running in, right? That classic floodway of running in. And I just hear my cousin start screaming, oh my god, wow, what is that? I was like, oh my god, what's going on? And, back then, split screen, right? You were able to look down at your partner's screen. I just looked down. Excuse that noise, guys. That was my cats. They're playing around in the corner over there. I just looked down at my cousin's screen and I see that hideous combat form attacking him, flaying at him, and my cousin is just screaming, trying to run away, shooting at them. And it was just a great experience. One of my favorite gaming moments across all consoles, across all generations. And to this day, it's a gaming story that I enjoy sharing with other people, both other gamers and non-gamers. And what part of what made it so great too is at the time, of course, we're not aware. We're just playing it, feeling scared, feeling like we are going to die, quote unquote, in this sci-fi game, Halo Combat Evolved. But now that I'm older, it's just incredible how Bungie they created that first game and that scene. The fact that human weapons don't really affect the combat forms or the Flood in general. If you want to kill them quickly, you need to use plasma weapons or the Covenant weapons. And I think they knew that most people will be using human weapons because, that's what we're familiar with, even though it's a sci-fi game. Subconsciously and psychologically, people just like to stick with what they're familiar with. And so to introduce this new enemy that most people are going to be using the weapons that they're weak against, I think that adds to the fear, that adds to the element of it. Because I'm never going to forget my cousin was just shooting at the combat form, but it wasn't going down. And why wasn't it going down? He was using an assault rifle. If he had been using a plasma rifle or plasma pistol, I'm sure that combat form would have gone down a lot more quickly, a lot more quicker. But yeah, what a great gaming moment. So for those of you who don't understand why so many people are bummed that Halo 6 or Halo Infinite has been postponed, it's because of that. Although yes, a lot of people do think that ever since the transition from Bungie to 343, the game series has not been what it once. The game series is not what it used to be. Excuse me, I stumble over my own words sometimes. There's still a lot of fans who enjoy the story because of the characters, the Master Chief or John 117. Cortana, and even some people who like the newer characters, or if there's others who have read the book series and they have played the games, right? So I could understand why so many people are disappointed, but I'm trying to be very positive about it and just think about it in terms of they're not just trying to make it graphically look better, but they're also trying to ensure that the story itself is able to have the kind of moments that the original trilogy had, that the first Halo had. We don't know, right? We won't know until the game releases, but until it does, hopefully we could rely on not just the games themselves, the Halo Master Chief Collection, but also on our gaming memories that we've created from playing such a great series. Thank you guys for listening to me, sharing my thoughts. If you guys want to discuss Halo or anything gaming related, let me know down in the comments below. If I ever replay any of the Halo games, I'll of course do a brief thoughts video about it. I am a big Halo fan, not just of the story and the characters, but also the music too. Well, more the original trilogy's music. I put on the soundtrack from time to time when I need to feel pumped, when I know I have a difficult meeting coming up or a difficult just something coming up that I know is going to take effort. I put on that soundtrack to put me up, get me prepared and ready. And I laugh because those who have played the game series, again, I think they know which music, which songs I'm referring to, and which specific portions on that song that I'm referring to as well. Sorry guys, I don't know how to end these videos sometimes. Take care, have a good night, and again, thanks for listening to me.